Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are here to do a little bit of a different type of video. So I am just sharing my screen with you guys, and I wanted to walk you through how our family uses EveryDollar. EveryDollar is a free Dave Ramsey budgeting app that you can download. It's available on Android and on Apple, like iPhones and Apple products and things like that. We've used EveryDollar for a couple years now, and we are kind of using it a little bit differently than what others that I've seen have like used it for and stuff like that. So I really use it to double check our math and to kind of like budget ahead. So I have every weekly budget planned in EveryDollar all the way through the end of this year. And it's just a way for us to kind of project when we're going to hit our goals, what needs to be done to hit our goals, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So I've got like our overall income hidden right now, but I share our overall income in all of my videos. I just don't really break it down by my husband's income and my income because I just don't think that matters. And I don't want to share my specific income because I might have like coworkers that watch this and like, I don't know, it just puts you in kind of a weird position. So that's why I don't like break down my husband's income versus my income because we just pull everything together anyways. So there you have it. So our income so far, we've gotten two out of 5 paychecks, and we're at 69.37 as far as our total income for the month. And then essentially what I do is I break down each week in EveryDollar. So up at the very top, we've got our total debt snowball. So far I've put $337.27 towards the snowball. So that's kind of what we put in that section. And then you'll notice over here on the side that I have every week, every paycheck broken down with the dates and everything like that. These are the total planned expenses per paycheck. You can also check like what's remaining. So like the remaining that we have left to put towards our snowball, bills that we still have to pay from our first paycheck that haven't come out yet, which is kind of weird considering like, yeah, normally those bills come out by now. But anyways, I'll have to check on that. You can see like what's been spent so far. So I really like it, and I love that it shows you the percentages. So like 36% of our total income should be going towards our debt snowball. That doesn't include minimum payments, which is pretty cool. We've always had a goal of living off of 75% or less of our take-home pay, and we are definitely crushing that goal, which is such a really great feeling. One of the keys to success with paying off debt, saving, investing for your future, not getting into more debt, all of that is to live off of less than you make. Live well below your means, and you can still live well below your means and live well. My husband and I have a very average income. We don't have a super high income. In fact, this income is actually higher than usual because we have an extra paycheck this month. Normally it's lower than that. So yeah, anyways, so basically what I do is I just break it down. So I put, as you can see, like the due dates are listed here. So all these due dates align with our paycheck date. So we were paid on the 1st of March, and then we'll be paid again on the 8th of March. So this paycheck, the first paycheck of the month, covers everything through the 7th. So I've got all of our bills listed. I also have all of our cash envelopes listed out. So we've got grocery, which we took out cash for. You guys will see this. We added household back into the budget. My husband thought it would be really helpful to separate it out. We talked about it quite a bit, and we just decided ultimately we were going to separate them. We go back and forth on this quite a bit, but we're going to separate it. That also gives us more wiggle room with our grocery budget because there's some months where we just need a lot of household products, and then that really takes away from our grocery budget for food. So that's kind of what we came up with. And then we've got gas, which stays on our debit card. So when I get paid, I just leave $200 of my paycheck in our checking account, and that covers gas for the whole month. We have family fun, which we took out money for. My husband's pocket money, he always likes to get all of his at the beginning of the month. I'm spacing mine out because I tend to spend mine very quickly. So for me, it just helps me to kind of just stay on track and not overspend and things like that. And then we have Maddie's commission money. We have the buffer, which these are some of the other expenses that you guys have seen in our budget. Our buffer, landscaping, Amazon Prime, which was the annual subscription. So there is all of that for the first paycheck of the month. And then I've got the second paycheck of the month on the 8th, which that'll be coming up tomorrow when you guys see this video, because this will be posted Thursday. So for tomorrow's paycheck, we'll be setting aside a chunk of it to go towards the mortgage. I've explained this a couple different times. My hair is looking so crazy, by the way. Sorry, it's like so nuts. I just got out of the shower, so it's drying and my hair is just naturally curly and crazy. So, but anyways, so we set aside a little chunk of each paycheck to go towards next month's mortgage. So we actually pay our mortgage like a month in advance, technically, because we're using the current month's income to pay the next month's mortgage. So that's the way that we prefer to do it. That way, when that last paycheck of the month hits, we can just boom, pay our mortgage, and it's pretty awesome. It also serves as kind of like a buffer in our account. Although, of course, we don't want to dip into it because then we're not going to have enough to pay our mortgage in full at the end of the month. But it's kind of nice knowing, like, if an expense comes out early or something like that, we have that extra like cushion in there. We try to keep at least $100 buffer in our checking account at all times anyways, but that's just kind of extra. And then we got CenturyLink, which is our internet, due on the 13th. So you can see a date falls within these dates. And then we have Apple Music coming out as well. And then how I figure out our debt snowball payment. So the 8th is one of my husband's paychecks. And for like easy math sake, because his paychecks are variable, say his paycheck comes in on Friday and it's $1,200. Well, I can look at, okay, this is Andrew's paycheck, and we have to take $365.85 out of his $1,200 paycheck to pay bills. So $365.85, and I've got my calculator here. I would just subtract this number here from the total paycheck, and then I would come up with $834.15. And that's how I know how much I can put towards my snowball on every Friday when we get paid. So again, we would just take the total amount of the paycheck, deduct the planned expenses from that paycheck, and then whatever is remaining would go to the snowball. Sometimes we have to take a little bit extra out of the paycheck to make sure that we always have a buffer in our account. But that is basically how that works. So I just have everything planned for each paycheck. Everything's planned in advance. So as you can see here, we've got, this is our third paycheck of the month. So this is when we'll take out cash again. We're going to be taking out cash on the first and third paycheck of every month to cover our variable expenses like groceries and household products and pocket money and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's pretty much that. And yeah, so pretty simple, you guys. This is what we do. This is a really good example of how we use our final paychecks of the month too. So for March, our final paycheck is on the 29th, and that paycheck will cover all expenses through the 4th of April, because our first paycheck in April isn't until the 5th. So as you can see, this says March 1st, but it's actually April 1st for the due date. So our HOA, our water, sewer, and trash, and our Southwest gas is all going to be covered. I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's all going to be covered with this final paycheck. So that is pretty much how it works. And then we've got a second, or we have another section here that covers all of our other expenses. So we've got pretty much like all of the sinking funds that we used to have. When we're not contributing to our sinking funds every month temporarily, we will restart them probably in January 2020. But if something comes up, I have little reminders here like, okay, car tags are due in May and December. So I'll know I need to set aside a chunk of money for that. If we're talking and Andrew says, well, I really need new socks this month or something like that, then we can know, okay, we need to set aside like $15 or something for him to get socks. If there are some birthdays or big events coming up in the month and we need to get some gifts, we can budget for that, and so on and so forth. In this particular month, we had landscaping, which we took out money for already, and then we're going to get our AC unit kind of like looked at and made sure that everything's good to go before summertime hits here in Arizona. So I've got $100 set aside for the technician to come out and take care of that. So that's pretty much how the variable, like other expenses work and how I factor all that in. This also gives, because my husband and I can like look at this together and say, do we need any of this this month? And the goal is to have the least amount of unbudgeted expenses as possible and to be as prepared for the month and planned out for the month as we can be. So this section really helps out with that, this other expenses section. So that's pretty much how we use EveryDollar. I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely do that so you catch all of my future videos. I do post Monday through Saturday at noon Arizona time. And then I'll have EveryDollar linked down below if you're interested in downloading it. There is a free version and there's a paid version which you can like hook up to your bank and stuff. I don't really find that necessary because of the way that we use EveryDollar. We're not really putting in a ton of transactions or anything like that. Like for example, for our cash, like I just put in that we took out the $300 cash, and this is how you add a transaction in. So there you can see I took $300 out of an ATM. I just transferred, or left $200 there. So that's how that works. And then when a bill comes through, I do put that in so that I know that it came through and it was paid and all of that good stuff. So, but anyways, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, comments at all, leave those down below and I will chat with you all later. Bye.